Military brass warns Trump as Hegseth disbands elite new drone assault unit. This is not a story built on rumor. This is not a tale spun out of fear. This is a story built on record, on reporting confirmed and reporting clear. Let's go back to how it started. Not long ago, the United States Army looked at the war in Ukraine and it learned a hard lesson. Drones were changing everything. Cheap machines in the sky were taking out tanks worth millions. Soldiers on the ground were being watched, targeted, and hit by robots they never even saw coming. So the Army made a decision. It built something new, a battalion. About 600 soldiers strong, placed inside the 3rd Battalion, 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment. Under the flag of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, their mission was different from anything before it. Study the drones, study the robots, study the future war before the future arrives uninvited. For a while, that battalion carried real weight. It was called a signature initiative. It was the Army trying to get ahead of a threat instead of reacting to it after soldiers were already lost. That work was led under General Randy George, the Army Chief of Staff, who pushed hard for modernization, who wanted the force ready for the kind of war being fought right now on the other side of the world. But then in April, something shifted. General Randy George was ousted from his post, and in his place came General Christopher LaNeve, a leader far more aligned with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and his vision of what the Army should look like going forward. That vision has a name now. Back to basics. It sounds simple, it sounds safe, but what it means in practice is that the Drone Assault Battalion, the one built to study Ukraine's lessons, the one built to prepare soldiers for a battlefield already changing in real time, is being phased out. Reported first by the Wall Street Journal, confirmed after by CBS News. The unit will finish one major exercise, report what it found, and then be folded back into standard airborne infantry duty. Just back to the fundamentals, the way it used to be done. This is where the military brass started raising their voices. Generals and admirals looking at battlefields overseas, watching drones decide outcomes in hours that used to take armies weeks, are now watching their own country step back from that lesson just as it was being learned. They are warning that timing matters. They are warning that capability lost is not easily rebuilt. They are warning that history does not wait for anyone to catch up twice. And this did not happen in isolation. At the very same time, headlines were filling up with Trump's declaration of what he called an economic D-Day against Iran, the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any nation, with threats extended to any country that dares to help. Talk of a meeting with North Korea that North Korea itself says was never scheduled. Ukraine still waiting on Patriot interceptor licenses. It says it desperately needs, all of it landing in the same week that one of the Army's most forward-looking units gets quietly wound down. So here is the story, plain and simple, no exaggeration needed. A battalion built from the hard lessons of a real war, a leadership change that reshaped its future. Back to basics policy, replacing a forward-looking one. And now, military brass on the record, warning that the timing could not be worse. This is not imagination. This is not fear for the sake of fear. This is confirmed reporting laid out in order, so you can see exactly how we got here, one decision at a time. Think about the soldiers who trained inside that unit. Think about the hours they spent learning to fly small drones over open fields, learning to count at them, learning to survive a battlefield where the sky itself could be a weapon. And once a specialized force is broken apart, standing it back up again is never as simple as flipping the switch. That is the heart of the warning coming from the generals and admirals speaking out right now. They have seen wars change shape before. They know how fast an advantage can turn into a vulnerability, and they're asking a simple question out loud.
Why step back from the lesson at the exact moment the rest of the world is leaning further into it? So remember how this started, and watch closely how it ends. This is the story, told plainly, told in order. No imagination required, just the record laid out for anyone willing to listen.
Let's widen the lens for a moment, because this drone battalion story is not standing alone. It is landing in the middle of a week packed with decisions that generals and admirals say are all connected by one thread: timing, and whether the country is choosing strength in the right places. Just as reports came out about the drone unit being folded back into standard infantry duty, Donald Trump posted on his own social media platform that he was launching what he called an economic D-Day against Iran. He described it as the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. And he said any nation caught helping Iran would be targeted too. It happened, and it happened right around the same time the drone battalion news broke. Now here's where the picture gets more complicated, because at the very moment Trump was promising the harshest economic pressure campaign in memory against Iran, he was also criticizing South Korea for holding joint military exercises with the United States, saying those drills were too aggressive toward North Korea's Kim Jong-un. In the same breath, Trump has talked about wanting to meet with Kim Jong-un directly, but Kim Jong-un's sister has publicly said no such meeting is scheduled, and that they have no idea what Trump means when he claims conversations are already happening. At the same time, Ukraine has been asking for Patriot interceptor licenses, air defense systems. It says it desperately needs to protect its own skies, and reporting says those licenses have not been granted the way Ukraine hoped. Meanwhile, Russia continues working with Iran, deepening a relationship that has direct consequences for the same region. Trump says he's cracking down on economically. And then there's China. Trump has said he wants Xi Jinping to visit the United States in September, extending the invitation. At the same time, Chinese officials, including Foreign Minister Wang Yi, are reportedly discussing ways to help Iran. So the question generals and admirals are raising isn't complicated, it's simple. If the goal is pressuring Iran and the country's helping it, why extend an invitation to one of those countries' most powerful allies in the same breath? That's the part worth sitting with for a second, because timing like that doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't go unnoticed by the people running the military day to day. This is the environment the drone battalion decision is landing in, not an isolated policy change inside the Pentagon, but one piece of a much larger picture where military leaders say the signals coming out of Washington don't line up with each other. Pressure Iran, but ease up on drills with South Korea. Talk about meeting North Korea, while North Korea denies any meeting exists. Hold back interceptors from Ukraine, while Russia deepens ties with Iran. Invite China's president to visit, while Chinese officials are reportedly offering Iran support. And through all of it, the Army takes one of its most forward-looking units, built specifically to study drone warfare lessons from Ukraine, and folds it back into standard infantry duty under a back-to-basics approach. That's why the warning from military brass carries the weight it does. It's not one complaint about one battalion, it's a pattern they're watching, a pattern of decisions that they say taken together don't add up to a coherent strategy. So that's the fuller picture, a drone unit built from real battlefield lessons, wound down at the same time. A series of major foreign policy moves are unfolding all at once, moves that military leaders say don't seem to point in the same direction. Some of these details are still developing, still framed by people watching closely and speaking their minds. And that has to be said plainly. But confirmed reporting laid next to confirmed reporting tells its own story. And the generals connecting the dots are doing it out loud.